Grade 8 Vegeta is not true difficulty. Let's get into it. So, if you are unaware, I put out a video, a short actually, of me fighting grade 8 Vegeta and me talking about the fact that it's not true difficulty. This feels like, you know what this fight feels like? It feels like you're fighting like your little brother or something and he's like spamming key attack. And I was, I shouldn't say inundated. I had a few of them, of comments of people saying that basically, you know, the standard stuff, get good, you know, why'd you lower the difficulty, you know, stuff like that. And there were so many comments like that I basically felt like it warranted a video. So to start off with, let me at least set the stage. Let's set the stage here. I have not played a real Dragon Ball Z game in a while, outside of playing Raging Blast for a couple hours, probably like 6 months ago. Outside of that, I have not played Tenkaichi. What was the last one I had played? I think it was 2. And then I played 3. I played Tenkaichi 3, but all the Tenkaichis, the Budokais, I haven't played them since they came out, like when I was a kid. So it's not like I'm sitting around like playing those old games. I'm rusty. First off. Now my muscle memory is more aligned with Raging Blast 2, because when I was younger, Raging Blast 2, I put more hours into that game than any Dragon Ball Z game. I was one of those kids who grew up that didn't have their own PlayStation or game system, so I always had to play them at my friends. I had my own game system when I had Raging Blast 2, so I played that non-stop and I got really good at it. But I'm basically used to the Raging Blast kind of combat scheme. Now, the second thing I want to put to kind of lay the foundation of this video is I'm gonna show this clip just to illustrate my point on when I say, because I said in some of the comments that he was shooting the blast every 5 seconds. And I know that sounds like an exaggeration, but I want to show exactly one of the times when he was doing it, just so you can see it too. Oh, okay, didn't know I could do that. So I can dashing and dodging the blast. No, you can actually deflect it. Very interesting. Shoot another one. Hold on, I want to try something. Shoot another one. Oh shit! Oh, this fight's over now. Oh, go ahead. Shoot another. Shoot another. Oh shit! Hold on. Alright, sorry, I had to put my glasses on. Ignore the glare. I don't have anti-glare glasses, but I had to put them on because my contacts was bothering me. Anyway, so let's talk about the issues I have with this fight. Let me be clear. Getting punched, grabbed, knocked back, Z-smashed, all of that, perfectly fine. It's completely acceptable. If you get your ass beat, fisticuffed, hey, can't say nothing to you, get good. Perfectly fine with that, and I agree with it. I'm one of those people. If you get your ass beat, hey, get better. Go to the tutorial. The issue in this fight is the ki blast. Sorry, not the ki blast, his super attack. Him constantly spamming that blast doesn't seem like it was intentional. It seems like maybe, like if you were to like give it a slider, it's on 10 right now. They should lower it down to like 6. All right, it can be frequent, but not as frequent as it is. Now, yes, there are ways to counteract it. You know, you can block it, you can dash out of the way, but there are issues with that. Well, first off, if you block it, and I think this is actually probably a compliment on Bandai's part, or for Bandai, is that when you block, they've made sure that he also will shoulder charge you pretty often as well to make sure that you can't block the attack. That's probably good AI, you know, credit where credit is due. And then if you dodge to the side, that's pretty much the best way to avoid it. But if you don't, and this is part of a problem on the player, I will admit, dodging, you need to pay attention to the amount of ki that he has. Basically, what I'm saying is you need to learn, as I did, that he's going to spam the attack. You know he's going to spam the attack. So basically you can just ignore his movements, watch his ki bar, which is the way that I did it. Watch his ki bar. The second it gets above 3 bars, then you know a ki blast is coming. So prep for it. Second it gets to 3 bars, start zooming around. You already know it's coming. It's not even a situation where he will try to, well, he'll try to close the distance, but you'll be able to tell when he's about to do it. He'll either close the distance, shoulder charge. He rarely ever does it at length, you know, from a distance. It's always rush in. The second you see him rushing in, you already know what's coming. But all in all, the constant spam of it, as I said in my in the original short, it's like playing against your little brother or your best friend or whatever, when you guys would be sitting there playing Budokai or playing one of the Tenkaichi games, and you have that, and if you are in my age range, if you're in my age range where you grew up with the original Budokai games, the original ones, I'm talking Budokai 1. If you grew up with those, you know what I'm talking about. That one friend that they don't know how to fight. You've been playing the game, so you know how to do all the combos and stuff, but that one friend that knows to back up, charge, back up, Gallic gun, back up, Kamehameha, and that's all they do nonstop. They may rush in, do the, you know what I'm talking about, where like I think it wasn't the original Budokai games where you dash forward and the wind up and it made that sound and they would slam. Stuff like that. We all know we have that one person that would always do that, and all they did was spam blast attack. And what would happen? You would get mad at them because it's like, that's all you know how to do. Like, you don't actually know how to play this game. You just know how to press the back energy button. And that's what I mean when I say it's not true difficulty, it's just spam. I have a couple comments that I want to respond to. I did respond to them in the comments, but I want to respond to them in this video. This one comes from Elite Plays 3614. He says, there's no way you lowered the difficulty. Why bother buying the game? Please people compare this fight to Elden Ring. I didn't struggle that hard with this fight. This fight is like the 4th fight in the story. And again, I'm not going at you, Elite. I'm just using your comment as a talking point. So please don't think I'm like attacking you specifically. I'm using these comments as kind of to help the talking point move along or whatever. My response to Elite is, yes, there is a way I lowered the difficulty. I did lower it. And why bother buying the game? First off, understand, one hard fight does not mean that you need to buy a game. One hard fight does not mean that you need to put the game down. All right? Just because I lowered the difficulty in the one fight because of a very specific reason does not mean that I don't like the game. People comparing this fight to Elden Ring, and this is coming from somebody who has played Elden Ring, didn't finish it, but has played it. I don't compare this to Elden Ring, because the thing is, and when I say that, your statement, or not, shouldn't say your statement, sorry, other people's statements saying that this fight is like Elden Ring, I don't think they really played Elden Ring, because, and that's saying it's like Elden Ring is like an insult to From Software, because From Software actually structures their boss fights to make them fair. They're hard, but fair. This fight, if we're gonna use Elden Ring as an example, this fight would basically be, if this was in Elden Ring, it's basically as if Millennia was, if you're fighting Millennia and all of a sudden she starts doing the waterfowl dance every 5 seconds. Now, can you get around the waterfowl dance? Absolutely. But if you keep getting hit by it, and I don't mean you keep getting hit by it as in she's fighting, does waterfowl dance, you just can't get it right, that's one thing. Her spamming specifically waterfowl dance would be an issue, and it would be an issue to From Software as well. That's not intended. That's what I'm saying. I don't think that I don't think Great Ape Vegeta's blast attack is intended to be that frequent. It's not about the fact that he can do it or the fact he does it. It's the fact that he does it as frequently as he does it. And to add on to that, I watched a lot of people fight this boss and beat him. And what I noticed a lot of people doing is the exact same thing. Just charge and spam their super attack or their ultimate. It's just charge and spam their ultimate. That's all half of the people were doing. So, which isn't an effective way to play the game. Basically, you had to combat cheese with cheese, meaning it's not real difficulty. You shouldn't be having to cheese a fight because the fight is cheese. Let's move on to the next comment I wanted to look at. All right, this comment comes from DANNYRANK 123. Brother, the difficult fights are just training. Learn the mechanics and keep trying at the intended difficulty. Try different things. You will get to the point where you can finish the fight quickly and without sustaining much damage. DANNYRANK, I agree with you. If a fight is difficult, like let's take the Frieza fight right after that. The Frieza fight, I had some difficulty with it. Didn't lower the difficulty of it. Why did I not do that? Because it wasn't Frieza spam. Frieza did not spam his super attack or his ultimate. What he did was he threw me around like a ragdoll. I can't remember what the move is called. I always call it a Z smash, but that's not what it is. It's the one where they disappear and they go behind you and knock you back. He did that. He spammed the fuck out of that one. That one and the revenge counter. Those two moves, he was beating my ass with it. Now, let me say this. I had no issue with that. I don't have a problem getting my ass whooped. What I did, and this goes to anybody that has any issues with regular fights where you're getting manhandled because they're phasing around and doing all this other stuff. My recommendation to you, like what I did, stop the fight, went to the tutorial, went through a lot of the little, the nodes and everything to learn about what the mechanics are, because I wanted to know how he kept getting behind me, how he kept doing that phase behind you thing. And then I found out, oh, okay, it's an actual thing. And now I know how to do it. I also learned how to counter the revenge counter. So I agree with you. If you get your ass beat, go to the tutorial, go practice, get good. This fight is not one of those. This fight is in a special category. It's not like any other fight where it's hard, like with the regular, I shouldn't say human, but you know what I mean, like regular enemies or whatever. This is its own special category of problem. And that's my recommendation to anybody who's having a problem with any of the fights outside of that Great Ape Vegeta fight. Outside of that one, if you're having an issue beating a certain enemy, I implore you, go to the tutorial area. I think they did a great job with it, having different spacing it or switching or making different categories under like beginning, intermediate, and advanced stuff, and then showing you how to do each thing, and then also having the ability to demo it and it showing you what buttons you press to do it. Now the Z counter, specifically the Z counter tutorial, I have my only issue with that one is I wish you could fight a little bit more and it would happen kind of sporadically. So instead of it being like you do it, you counter, and then he immediately goes for the counter again, and it basically you just keep doing it. I don't like that. I feel like you will learn it better if he's like hitting you and then suddenly does it. Like kind of space it out a little bit so that way it like your muscle memory, you're not constantly just, okay, here we go. Yep, counter, yep, counter, yep, counter, which is completely different than the way it would be if you're fighting, a computer or a person where they're going to do the revenge counter at random times. You need to look for that aura glow when they do it. All in all, my point is this: spamming blast attacks is not true difficulty. Spamming special abilities in other games is not true difficulty. There needs to be super attacks are intended to be a special kind of attack. If it was something that you should be able to just willy-nilly just throw out there, they wouldn't make it to where you would have to charge up a resource, being your key, to use it. You have to do something to get to that point when you can use it. So that means that it's not intended to be spammed the way that it is. Getting used frequently is one thing, spamming is another. Now, do I think the game is absolute trash? Like, I've seen some people say that, where they couldn't beat that fight and they were like, oh, the game is trash. No. The game itself is not trash. The game is amazing. It is the best Dragon Ball Z game I have ever played and possibly ever will play. Like this, I don't know how they could top this. This one fight is just something that's overtuned. They need to go in there and adjust a slider, knock it down by a couple notches. It's fine. I have other issues with the game that have nothing to do with fighting and stuff, but that's besides the point of this video. So, do I think the game is trash? Absolutely not. Did I lower the difficulty to get through that fight? Absolutely. Is the fight actually difficult? Yes, but not really. It is difficult for bullshit reasons, because the computer spams the super attacks. Get in the comments, let me know what you think. If you think I'm wrong, tell me why I'm wrong. If you think I'm right, tell me why I'm right. And for the 2 people whose comments I read, I appreciate the discourse. I appreciate the disagreement. I am not one of those people who only wants to hear people agree with me. I love the fact I got so many comments of people kind of saying, you know, that were in disagreements to what I said. I love it. Life is boring if people don't disagree with you. So if anybody especially if anybody disagrees with me, get in the comments, let me know. But if you're going to do that, please explain why you disagree. Don't just put get good. Don't just put, oh, you suck. No, actually explain why you think it's okay for him to spam the attack. I can think of one reason why it would be okay. I can think of one. The one reason why it would be a good thing that they keep it the way it is, because it forces you to look at external factors to predict what he's going to do. Ergo, like I said, instead of watching his movements, because he's not gonna like punch and grab you as much, he's gonna rely on the blast. So instead of watching his movements, you watch his key bar. That gave me a different sense of awareness, and because of that problem, I actually do that now, just react instinctually. When I'm fighting online, I'm watching people's key bars. I'm looking to see how much key does he have. So, because if they've got more than 3 or 4 bars, I know what's coming, or at least I have an idea what's coming, and I have it just mentally in the back of my mind to be ready for it. It heightens the awareness. So that would be my one thing I would say that is a good thing, that they overtuned the key blast issue. But don't steal my thing. Say something else. Anyway, again, I appreciate all of you for checking out that short. It is doing very, very well. But please, if you disagree with me, get in the comments of this video. Let me know what you think. I will see you guys in the next one. I do have a couple more Sparking Zero videos I'm getting ready to put out that I'm editing right now. I do have a couple of me online getting my ass beat and handing out some ass whoopings. You know, a nice little mix. But stay tuned for all that. I will see you guys in the next one. Y'all take care.